So I've laid out 10 graffiti types on this piece of paper, and we're going to go through all 10 today with examples. By types I mean ways of basically putting up your graffiti name. The first 5, which you can see indicated with the arrow, are basically an evolution, meaning they kind of adapt in chronological order from each other. The last 5 are less conventional ways of doing graffiti, so keep that in mind and let's get into it.
Number 1, the tag. The tag is the simplest form of graffiti. It is the backbone for basically all the other types that I'm going to explain. This is a must for those first learning graffiti and can be characterized as using only lines to form a signature hand style for your graffiti word. Whether it's with a marker or spray can, it can be seen as a stylized writing of these letters. Number 2, the hollow. The hollow is the next step up, where you're representing your word at a larger scale by simplifying the letters to form gestural and bubbly shapes. It should almost be thought of as an easy and quick logo for your word, sometimes only showcasing 2 letters out of your name. This is basically the essence of a throb, which we'll explain next. The only distinction with the hollow is that it is only the outline of these bubbly letters, with no shadow and no fill. Number 3, the throw up. In explaining the hollow, the next step is the full throw up. To be considered a throw up, the bubble letters should be filled in with one colour and then outlined with a second. Usually throw ups can also include a shadow effect and an outline around the whole shape, but for the most part the colours are limited to 2 colours. Number 4, the straight letter. Whereas the throw up kind of disguises letters by representing them in a bubbly style, the straight letter is all about readability, trying to represent your word as clean and as legible as possible in an attempt to quickly have people understand your name. The majority of the focus is allowing people to understand the letters, with little add-ons of style coming second. Number 5, the piece. The piece is perhaps the most evolved form of graffiti, where nothing is off limits. This is where people can let loose in representing their names with as many colours, connections, effects, shadows, characters, and add-ons as they want. Pieces can be simple and readable, or super detailed and unrecognisable as letters. The more detailed you get, it can be considered a masterpiece, but this is quite subjective. Number 6, the roller. So from the tag to the piece, that was a chronological evolution of graffiti types. Now we enter the left of field types that people still use, but they are less conventional. The roller is the first, basically using a paint roller to apply paint to a building from an overhanging position or with an extension pole facing up. These rollers can range anywhere from one colour that looks similar to tags, to multiple colours that look like block style pieces, and anywhere in between. Number 7, the extinguisher. A bit of a wacky graffiti type, but it's essentially filling a fire extinguisher with paint to then create large and often elongated tags on a building. These have evolved into also representing throw-ups at huge scales, but for the most part they are used for really large tags. Number 8, the Stomper. A Stomper is a simplified piece where the letters have been thickened and fattened up so they can be represented at huge scales, sometimes double the normal height and length of a normal piece. The objective is to go as large as possible for pure readability, with little add-ons of style being used. Sometimes these stompers are filled with roller paint, but are usually outlined with spray paint. Number 9, the Blockbuster. The Blockbuster, or Blocky for short, is another form of representing graffiti at a large scale, but the style is a lot more blocky or squared off than usual. Whereas graffiti pieces usually incorporate curves, the Blocky almost looks like a very straight and linear font applied to the wall in a huge manner. And number 10, stickers. The sticker is a very quick and easy form of getting up, and it's simply tagging or doing an artwork on an adhesive sticker that you then go out and stick somewhere for others to see. This has even evolved in recent years, where graffiti writers have their word custom printed on a sticker and place hundreds, if not thousands of them everywhere as a very easy method of getting recognised.